In 1942, as the world burned in the fires of World War II, two nations found themselves locked in a real, declared war. They launched attacks, they defended their territory, and they aimed to destroy each other's military assets. But here is the truly bizarre part. Not a single soldier from either side ever stepped onto the battlefield. Not one shot was fired in anger by a human being. How is that even possible? How can you fight a war without any soldiers? This isn't a metaphor or some kind of strange diplomatic protest. This was a conflict with real weapons, real targets, and real consequences. The story of this forgotten war is one of the strangest in military history, a bizarre episode that feels more like science fiction than historical fact. So what was going on? The year is 1942. The nations are Brazil and Germany. Brazil had officially declared war on the Axis powers after German U-boats repeatedly attacked and sank Brazilian merchant ships in the Atlantic. The declaration was real. The animosity was genuine, but there was a huge geographical problem. Brazil and Germany are separated by thousands of miles of ocean. Sending a Brazilian expeditionary force all the way to Europe was a logistical nightmare, an almost impossible task at the time. Similarly, a German invasion of Brazil was completely out of the question. They were locked in a stalemate, officially at war, but physically unable to fight each other in any conventional sense. This created a truly unique and strange diplomatic situation. Imagine being at war with a country you can't even reach. For the leaders in both Rio de Janeiro and Berlin, it was a frustrating puzzle. The public demanded action. Newspapers were full of patriotic fervor, but the generals had no moves to make. No armies could march, no fleets could clash in a grand naval battle. So did they just glare at each other from across the Atlantic? Not quite. The war had to be fought somehow. But how? This is where the story gets really interesting and veers into the realm of the truly unconventional. Whispers and strange reports started to trickle out from coastal areas. Fishermen would come back to port with wild tales. They spoke of seeing strange, unmanned vessels zipping across the water at high speeds, seemingly with no one on board. Some reports mentioned seeing small explosions out at sea, with no ships or submarines in sight. What were these things? Were they ghost ships? Some new kind of secret weapon? The initial theories were all over the place. Allied intelligence officers monitoring the situation were baffled. Was it some new form of long-range torpedo? Were spies using trained animals like dolphins to deliver explosives? The idea sounds absurd now, but in the fog of war, every possibility had to be considered. The mystery deepened when reconnaissance planes flying over remote stretches of the Brazilian coast spotted what looked like small, makeshift workshops and launch ramps hidden in secluded coves. From the air, they looked like little more than fishing shacks. But closer analysis of the photos revealed strange-looking boat hulls and what appeared to be complex radio equipment. The sightings of these moving weapons, as they were sometimes called, became more frequent. They were described as small, fast, and incredibly agile. They seemed to be on patrol, moving in coordinated patterns, almost as if they were being guided by an unseen hand. The mystery was no longer just a fisherman's tale. It was a genuine military intelligence problem. What was Brazil up to? And was Germany responding in kind? The truth, when it was finally pieced together, was more ingenious and forward-thinking than anyone could have imagined. This wasn't a war of spies or animals. It was the world's first drone war. Faced with the inability to physically attack Germany, a group of brilliant Brazilian engineers and naval officers had devised a radical solution. They developed a fleet of remote-controlled boats. These weren't just simple toys. They were sophisticated pieces of technology for their time. Each boat, about the size of a small car, was packed with explosives. An operator stationed safely on shore or on a mother ship far from the action would guide the boat using a complex radio control system. They had a live video feed transmitted from a camera mounted on the boat's bow, allowing the operator to see exactly where they were going and steer the vessel directly into its target. They were, in effect, the world's first naval drones, or unmanned surface vehicles. The primary targets were German U-boats. Whenever a U-boat was suspected to be operating off the Brazilian coast, a squadron of these explosive drone boats would be launched. The operators, sitting in their control stations miles away, would hunt for the submarine. It was a tense cat-and-mouse game played out via radio waves and flickering black-and-white video screens. The goal was to ram the U-boat, detonating the explosive payload and sinking it without risking a single Brazilian life. It was a revolutionary concept, projecting force and fighting a war from a distance with operators instead of soldiers. Of course, the Germans didn't just sit back and take it. Their intelligence network eventually figured out what was happening. In response, German engineers, already pioneers in rocket and remote guidance technology, developed their own countermeasures. They created defensive drones. These were smaller, faster remote-controlled boats designed not to explode, but to intercept the Brazilian drones. German operators, sometimes stationed on the U-boats themselves or at secret bases in neutral territories, would pilot these interceptor drones to ram and disable the incoming Brazilian attack boats. What followed was a surreal series of remote-controlled naval battles fought entirely by machines, a proxy war where the only casualties were circuits and propellers. Operators on both sides, thousands of miles apart, engaged in duels, their skills tested not with rifles, but with joysticks and control panels. This conflict, almost entirely forgotten by history, was a remarkable glimpse into the future. It was the first time two nations engaged in a sustained conflict using remotely operated, semi-autonomous weapons. It was a proto-drone war, fought 70 years before the term drone became a household name. The lessons learned in these strange, unmanned naval skirmishes were invaluable. Engineers on both sides were forced to grapple with problems that are still relevant today: signal jamming, electronic countermeasures, video transmission quality, and the challenges of controlling a vehicle from a great distance. The tactics developed using swarms of drones, employing decoys, and developing interceptor drones were precursors to the complex drone warfare strategies we see in the 21st century. So why isn't this story more widely known? Mostly because it was overshadowed by the immense scale of the rest of World War II. A few dozen remote-controlled boats clashing off the coast of South America seemed like a minor sideshow compared to the epic battles of Stalingrad or Normandy. The operations were also highly classified, and after the war, with the world focused on rebuilding and the new nuclear age, the story of the Brazilian drone war simply faded into obscurity, but its legacy is undeniable. It demonstrated for the very first time The core principle of modern unmanned warfare, the ability to project lethal force without putting your own soldiers in harm's way. It was a paradigm shift, a quiet revolution that planted the seeds for the Predator drones, the naval drone ships, and the autonomous fighting vehicles that are reshaping the modern battlefield today. This bizarre chapter of World War II proves that innovation often comes from necessity. Unable to fight a conventional war, Brazil pioneered a new kind of conflict. It was a war fought not with soldiers, but with engineers. Not on the battlefield, but in workshops and radio rooms. It was the first whisper of a future where wars might be fought by operators sitting in front of screens, a future that is now our present. The war without soldiers was a strange, forgotten conflict, but it cast a very long shadow. It reminds us that the history of technology and the history of warfare are deeply intertwined, often in the most unexpected and fascinating ways. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this hidden piece of history as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories you thought you knew. Let me know in the comments what other forgotten historical events you'd like to see covered. See you in the next video.